Alright guys, welcome to a brand new video today. In this video, I'm going to be talking about how turbobuild is broken. Originally, I thought it was either the servers or my connection. And then after doing some testing, I realized that turbobuild in general is just messed up right now. And I felt like gameplay in general felt a lot smoother in Season 3 and Season 4 than it does now. Specifically in Season 4 after turbobuilding was updated. And then now, it just, the building, everything feels weird, everything feels clunky and awkward. And I kind of wanted to break down why that's the case. So starting around 6 months ago, I got really comfortable shooting a shotgun or whatever type of gun and immediately hitting my wall keybind right after. And the result of that is you can instantly peek in a shotgun shot and then cover yourself immediately. And it looked really smooth when you do it. When you shoot a shotgun shot or any gun for that matter and immediately place a wall, it would do this really clean looking sweeping motion with your blueprint, the blue little piece of paper you hold out while you build, in case any of you didn't know. It is in general made your gameplay look really clean, and then slowly over time I kind of noticed that going away and everything just felt really clunky. It looked awkward. So I wanted to kind of investigate and see what was truly happening. So as soon as I tweeted out about this, a buddy of mine, Hotshy, DM'd me a video from a YouTuber called XBeaks, so shout out to him, that had a potential workaround for this problem. It was really complicated, and at the end of the day, it's not really your responsibility to have a workaround for a bug or a problem in the game in the first place. So I don't really recommend trying to do what he suggests in the video because I feel like it's pretty unnecessary. But essentially it's just a workaround for this problem. So in the following clips that I'm going to show you guys right now, I'm trying to shoot my shotgun and then immediately place a wall and then a ramp, something that I used to do all the time with turbo build, right? Not with normal building. Some people are saying like, yeah, it's just a feature of turbo build. It's always been there that it like doesn't place stuff as quickly at the very beginning. I've been doing this. I did this while turbo build was out for a super long time with no issues whatsoever. So this is me trying to do that with turbo build. Now in this next clip, I turned turbo build completely off, except for I went in the Logitech gaming software for my G403 and I assigned a macro on my left click. And essentially what that does is I had it set to basically left click a certain amount of times per second, which is at the same exact rate that turbo build should normally be placing builds. So it's essentially like manually assigning turbo build to my mouse. It's against terms of service to do this in like a normal game, so I only did it in playgrounds. And it's not really usable anyways, because if you try to edit, it won't let you select any of the editing tiles. So it's pretty useless anyways. But to illustrate what I'm talking about, this is turbo build completely off, doing the same exact thing, trying to shoot a shotgun, place a wall, and then place a ramp after that. So obviously you've seen me do it like a million times. It's proof that you can fix it by turning turbo build off. Like I said, this doesn't actually work in game. One, it's against TOS, and two, you can't edit while you do it. But this is how turbo building is supposed to be. This is how smooth it used to feel. And on top of that, besides just shooting a shotgun and then trying to place a ramp just so you can get above someone, this is a scenario from today that got me killed. It's essentially I try to shotgun a dude and then place my wall in front of me and to the side of me. I immediately want to place it in front of me so he can't shoot me, but my wall goes there, but nothing places, and then it places the one on the side. So I'm going to let that clip roll as well. Right? I hop down. Hop down, immediately place a wall in front of me, right? So essentially as soon as the wall goes up, the blue transparent wall, the wall should be placing. But like a month ago, it stopped doing that. So there's all these awkward situations where the first area you meant to place something in, it doesn't get placed there. So instead of blocking him right in front of me with the wall that I wanted to place first, because that was my first priority, right? I know he's right in front of me. All I need to do is place that one wall to guarantee he can't shoot me from the front. And then I wanted to make sure he couldn't try to go for like a suicide shot off the edge because I was super weak at the time. So I placed a wall on the side as my secondary wall. So the second wall I wanted to place. The first wall didn't go down, but the second wall did. And as a result, I got shot directly in the face from the direction that I initially tried to block off. I'm not quite sure if this is only a problem when you're shooting and then trying to build, but I'm pretty sure it's just when you're trying to switch to turbo building in general. Whenever you have a gun out and you try to turbo build, you kind of feel this effect. So if they fix this, it's just going to make building mid-combat, or if you get shot in the side and you need to throw up a wall, it's going to make everything feel a lot smoother when you're first getting into building. Like you first pull out your building pieces and start building and throwing up walls and stuff. So if they fix this, it should feel a lot smoother. On top of this, a change that made building feel a lot clunkier, which was made like 3 to 4 months ago, I believe, was meant to stop people from phasing through your ramps and phasing through your floors. Essentially, before, if you were building a ramp or building a floor, if you look at like old clips of Myth 1x1ing up in the sky and building a tower, you'll notice that when he's like in the middle of one of his ramps, or even if he's kind of towards the top of it, it'll do this little jittery movement, and it will kind of like teleport him to the top or jitter him to the top of his ramp. And that made building feel a lot smoother, but as a result, it would do the same exact thing with enemies. So enemies would end up phasing through your floors and phasing through your ramps. So Epic made that change to kind of remedy that issue. But the problem is, it applies to you yourself with your own builds as well. So when you're building, a lot of times you get stuck under your ramps or your floors, and that's why the term Harry Pottering has been used a lot more often, is because it's when you get stuck under your own stairs. And this change is kind of what has caused it and made building feel a lot clunkier. And a lot of people on my Twitter feed, when I posted the first portion of this video, their immediate reaction was, yeah, like even like for hardcore people, you get stuck in your stairs when you're trying to build super fast. It is for casual people when they're trying to build slowly, they get caught under their own stairs as well. Also, going back to the clip that I showed of Myth, that's only a really extreme version of it, and from what I noticed, he was always like, he's one of those people that was always placing the ramps like really far above them, so he's usually really far below the ramp. And what that caused was a really extreme looking jitter on his screen. So usually it didn't really look that crazy when you'd be doing it. It was a lot more subtle, but the result is that building felt a lot smoother, and you just weren't really getting trapped underneath your stairs or floors as often. And it's not like it completely took away from the building skill gap either. I don't think building was easier back then. It just was kind of a convenience thing, and it made building feel a lot smoother. So a potential solution for this is making it so that you can phase through your own builds, but enemies can't phase through your builds. So it would be the same fix they had before. So people can't go through your floors or your ramps as often, but you could still go through your own floors and ramps, which would make building feel a lot more smooth. Or if they can't do that, if that for some reason is technologically impossible, personally I would be fine if they reverted it to the way that it was. I never really had an issue with people phasing through my ramps or phasing through my floors. Most of the time it's somebody just pressed up against one of your walls with a Scar or the P90 just spraying, trying to get inside your walls. I never really had much of an issue with people flying through my floors or my ramps, so personally I'd be fine with it if they reverted it. Obviously some people are gonna have a different opinion, but I feel like somehow, some way there's got to be some sort of fix for this to make building feel a lot smoother. That's gonna do it for this video. I just noticed that the game felt clunky these past few months, so I went to some old highlighted games from like July, I believe, and everything just looked smoother. Even though I've put more time into the game since then, and I should be getting better, my gameplay just didn't look nearly as smooth, which is why I started investigating, and then eventually made this video. So if you want to make sure that Epic Games sees this, or you want to increase the chance that they see this, the way the YouTube algorithm works is the more likes a video gets, the more likely it is to pop up in someone's recommended tab. So if you want to increase the chances of this video getting big and Epic Games seeing it, liking the video would be a way to do so. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I have I Am hoodies that are now on sale. If you want to purchase them, there is a link to do so in the description box of this video. Also, if you're already subbed and you want to make sure that my videos actually pop up in your sub box, go next to the sub button and click on the bell to do that. And thank you for watching the video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace, dude.